Tom Cruise's 22-year-old movie was the spiritual sequel to Kevin Costner's Dances with Wolves. Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai, released in 2003, was one of the best films of the genre due to its core message on war and story execution. However, if one looked closely, it becomes apparent how it also comes off as the spiritual sequel to Kevin Costner's Oscar-winning feature, Dances with Wolves. One of the crucial aspects that makes the two films so similar in tone is their absence of the white savior narrative trope. While films like Avatar and The Blind Side have been labeled with the same, Cruise and Costner's epics refuse to fall into the same trappings by showing their heroes as flawed, naive, and all too human. How Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai mirrors Kevin Costner's Dances with Wolves. In 1990, Kevin Costner delivered a powerful statement with his Oscar-winning epic, Dances with Wolves, that took the trope of the white savior and turned it on its head. His character is shown simply as an outsider whose understanding of the culture of the natives doesn't make him a part of their world. Despite dressing like them and respecting their rituals, Costner's John Dunbar is ultimately doomed to always be the other to the natives, and his spiritual connection to them ultimately helps him find redemption for his own soul. But this aspect of the plot is where Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai steps in. The latter also follows the same thread by showing a white invader coming to learn, respect, and own a culture that he sought to destroy at first. Although Cruise's character slowly grows into his arc as a samurai warrior, he is no one to idealize or be romanticized as the protector of Japanese traditional warfare. Instead, much like Costner's arc in Dances with Wolves, Cruise's character is built out as no white conquering hero, but rather a solid protagonist with flaws and strengths of his own. The Last Samurai still shines today despite being 22 years old. Tom Cruise's action war film is one of the few masterpieces that stand out in the actor's filmography. Though famous for his action franchise, Cruise was one of the most prolific character actors before he turned fully toward Mission Impossible films. One of those films is The Last Samurai. Despite being 22 years old, the film feels every bit as epic today as it did at the time of its release. Cruise's performance radiates through the screen, while the beautiful cinematography, the display of charm of the Japanese culture, and the portrayal of the tranquility of the Japanese countryside, all blend together to deliver a nostalgic and poignant story wrapped in an epic war movie. With award-worthy performances from Ken Watanabe and Hiroyuki Sanada, along with the haunting and uplifting soundtrack of Hans Zimmer, The Last Samurai stands out in Tom Cruise's illustrious career today as one of the most powerful roles in his filmography. Below is a table reflecting the critical and box office performances of The Last Samurai and Dances with Wolves. What did you think of the plots of these two films, as viewed decades later in a new light? Let us know in the comments.